Hi, I'm Erin with 5 Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class is being filmed at the beautiful Costa Rica Yoga Spa toward the end of our November retreat. So I'm with all of my beautiful attendees, and today's class is going to be themed around balance. So if you have not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. And thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my subscribers, and to all of you beautiful people who have come here to my retreat. If you want more information on my retreats, you can go to my website and go to the retreat page for information about upcoming retreats. All right, so lay down on your back. Bring your legs either straight or into a butterfly position. As you settle into your space, begin to just notice your breathing. Scan your body, starting from your toes, working your way up to the top of your head. Releasing any tension that you're holding on to and arriving here in your space. And begin to shape your breath. Deepening your inhales and your exhales. Gently constrict the back of your throat, moving into Ujjayi Pranayama. The courage to step onto your mat is the courage to step into your life. Each step you take is a testimony to your effort to change yourself and to change the world around you. You realize that from the beginningless beginning, you have been complete and whole as you are. And this supreme truth is the most difficult for us to swallow. There is nothing to be attained. Begin to draw your knees into your chest. Take a loose grip on your knees and draw circles on the ceiling in one direction. In reverse directions, just massaging out your low back and your hips. And come back to center and come into Apanasana. Toes, heels, and knees side by side. Begin to wrap your arms around your knees, maybe reaching for opposite wrist or opposite elbow, drawing your tailbone down toward your mat. Feel the compression in both hips. Feel the length of your spine. Complete your exhale here. Release your left leg long on your mat. Hold on to your right knee with both hands. Draw your right knee toward your right shoulder. Bring your elbows in and down. Flex both feet back toward your knees. Bring your right leg back to center. Extend your right foot up toward the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your leg. Flex and point your foot. Draw circles in one direction. Draw circles in the other direction. Walk your hand further up the back of your right leg. Bring your forehead towards your knee. And then bring your leg back to a 90-degree angle and bring it across your body for a twist. Take a deep breath in and out. Come back to center and switch sides. Extend your right leg long on your mat. Draw your left knee into your chest. Hold on to your knee with both hands. Bring your left knee toward your left shoulder. Bring your elbows in and down and flex your feet back. Feel the compression in your left hip. Bring your left leg back towards center and extend it up toward the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your leg and flex and point your left foot. Draw circles in one direction and in the other direction. And then walk your hands further up the back of your left leg. Lift your shoulders up off the floor. Bring your forehead towards your knee. And come all the way back down. Bring your left leg to 90 degrees and across your body. And come back to center. Bring your knees into your chest, loose grip. Take 3 rolls along the length of your spine. And make your way to a tabletop position. Position your wrists underneath your shoulders and your hips right over your knees. And take 3 rounds of cat-cow. Breathe in, drop your belly. And breathe out, round your spine. And come back to a neutral tabletop position. And since we're working on balance this morning, let's start with the spinal balance here. So extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. Level your hips. Bring your right bicep toward your ear. And just one time, inhale, exhale, knee to elbow, round your spine. Extend. Place your right hand down on your mat. Kick your right foot to the right and roll to the right. So you're in a modified side plank. Lift your left arm up. You can look up toward your fingers. And then bend your left leg. Take your foot from the outside. Kick your foot back, opening your chest, opening your throat. Extend your left leg back, left arm up. And then return to tabletop position. And then we'll take spinal balance on the other side. So extend your left arm forward, your right leg back. Inhale here, exhale round, elbow to knee. Inhale, spinal balance. Keep your right leg lifted, place your left hand on your mat, kick your left foot to the left, lift your right arm up. Look up towards your fingertips. And then bend your right leg, take your foot from the outside, kick your foot back, open through the front side of your body, open through your throat and chest, and extend, modified side plank, return to tabletop position. And from here, make your way to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips. Start to pedal your legs, shake out your head. Continue with your deep Ujjayi breaths, in and out through your nose. Take 3 more deep breaths here in your first downward facing dog. Complete your exhale, and then walk your feet toward your hands, bend your legs a lot and come into ragdoll. Rest your torso on your thighs. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow, or rest your hands down on the floor. Maybe sway side to side, slowly bending and straightening one leg at a time. Complete your exhale, come back to center, release your hands down toward your mat, and then roll slowly up to standing. Let your arms be heavy. Head is the last to arrive. Once you come all the way up to a standing position, take some big shoulder rolls. And then find mountain pose. So ground through your feet, tighten up through your legs, arms reach down, palms face out, engage through your triceps. Take your right hand up onto your head, and then just draw your right ear to your right shoulder, and then reach actively through your left fingertips, feeling the stretch down your left side. And then come back to center and switch sides. So left hand to the top of your head, reach your right fingertips down toward the floor. And then come back to center. Both arms down, bring your chin forward and down toward your chest. And then come back to neutral. And we're just going to connect with our balance. So you can either find a place to gaze out on the floor in front of you, nice steady drishti, or you can close your eyes, stay here in mountain pose. And then just start to rock forward right to the edge of your balance. And then come back, rock back right to the edge of your balance on your heels. And then just a couple times, rock forward, back. And then come to center, finding that center point where there's not too much pressure on your toes or heels, and now start to rock to the right, to the left. And then find center. So not too much pressure on the outer or inner edges of your feet. And then just take some circles in one direction, connecting with your toes, your arches, your heels. And then pause and then switch directions. And then come back to neutral. So even weight distribution in both feet. Take a deep breath here. Okay, on your next breath in, come up to tall mountain. Make your way to side moon. So you're gonna take your right hand, slide it down your right leg, lean to the right, stretch through your left side, shoulder in line with your hip, come back to center, both arms up overhead, lean to the left, right shoulder stays in line with your right hip, come back to center, both arms up overhead, cactus your arms, tall mountain, rise up, and then standing forward fold. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around both big toes, bring your thumbs to the tops of your toes. Start to draw your elbows off to the sides as you bring the crown of your head closer to the floor, looking back toward the back of your mat. Strengthen your arm, but no tension in your neck, so make sure that you can wobble your head. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale a little bit deeper. Release your toes, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank position. and lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale, peel up cobra. Hold here or lift your hands up off the floor. Maybe lift your feet up off the floor for 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, press up high plank or tabletop, and then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, open your hip, bend your leg. Level your hips, straighten your leg, and place your right foot back down on the floor. Walk both feet 1 footstep forward. Bring them together, and then you're gonna take your left hand toward your right ankle. Take hold of your right ankle with your left hand. Start to look out underneath your right shoulder. And then from here, you can just experiment, try it out. Lift your left leg up. Not the easiest one to do. All right, and let's switch sides. So bring your left foot back down. Take your right hand to your left ankle. Start to look out underneath, so over the front, underneath your left arm. And then option to lift your right leg up off the floor. So just a few points of balance here. And then place your right foot back down, step into a long downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, open your hip, bend your leg, inhale, and exhale. Straighten your leg, level your hips, place your right foot back down on the floor. Look toward your hands, step, walk, or float to the front of your mat. Come into standing forward fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. Exhale, standing forward fold, hinging from your hips, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold, plant your hands, step back, high plank pose. Lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And out. Come to the front of your mat on your next inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Tall mountain, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, make your way through chaturanga. So step, walk, or float back, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog as you inhale, and downward facing dog as you exhale. Take one deep breath in and out through your nose. And then on your next breath, step, walk, or float to the front of your mat. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. Exhale, standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, make your way back. High plank, low plank. Upward facing dog, and back to downward facing dog. Moving at your own pace with your breath. Complete your exhale here, and we're gonna do 2 more rounds of sun salutation. So look forward to the front of your mat. Step, walk, or float forward. Rise up, tall mountain as you breathe in, and then standing forward fold as you breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. High to low plank, exhale. Upward facing dog as you breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Take 3 breaths here. Complete your exhale. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up. Step your right foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down to the floor. Take the top of your foot flat to the floor and then inhale, Crescent Moon. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart and twist. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Bring your thumbs toward your sternum. And then option to open up your arms, reaching your left hand down, your right hand up. If you're extended, bring your hands back to your heart. Come back to center. Release your hands to the floor, and then half splits pose. Extend your right leg long, fold over your right leg, bring your forehead toward your knee or your shin. And then make your way from here, to low lunge, so tuck your toes under, and then big step to standing splits. Lift your left leg up, look back toward the back of your mat. And then you can play around with your balance by bringing maybe one or both hands around your right ankle, balancing just on your right foot. And then a big giant step back, low lunge. Step back, high plank, lower chaturanga, upward facing dog, and make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Lift your left leg up. Place your left foot between your hands. For Crescent Moon, bring your right knee, top of your right foot flat to the floor, and lift your arms up as you sink down into your hips. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart and twist. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Start to twist so that your sternum and your thumbs come closer to one another. And then option to extend your arms, bringing your right hand to your mat, left hand toward the ceiling. Connect your hands at heart center. Unwind from your twist. Bring your hands back to the earth and start to straighten your left leg for half splits pose. Bringing your forehead toward your knee or your shin. And then make your way back to a low lunge position. Tuck your toes, lift your knee, and then come to standing splits, lifting your right leg up off the floor, looking back toward the back of your mat, and then maybe taking one or both hands to your left ankle and balancing here. And then big step back to low lunge. High plank, inhale. Lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up off the floor. Step forward, low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, knee dip, cactus your arms, maybe lift your chin. Press up, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, planting your left heel on the floor. Hold here for one inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come to 5-pointed star, bringing both feet out to an angle, lifting your arms up, palms face out. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and sink down into your squat and hold. Position your shoulders right over your hips. Lift your right heel up off the floor. Place your right heel down. Lift your left heel up off the floor. Place it back down. Lift both heels up off the floor. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your heels down. Inhale, come up to 5-pointed star. Exhale, come to standing straddle splits, taking your heels behind your toes, hinging from your hips, come all the way down. Take your right toes out to an angle and then come to a side lunge at the front of your mat. You can play with your balance here by taking one or both hands up off the floor, balancing here with your hands at heart center. And then you can keep your hands up here or use your hands for support, and you're gonna side lunge to the back of your mat. Hold here. And then low lunge to the front of your mat. Your left hand is going to be your foundation, and you're gonna come into side plank. Bring your right foot to meet your left, lift your right arm up, and then just dip your hip down toward your mat, and then lift it up. Just 2 more times. Lower, lift, lower, and lift. Now, option to take your right foot up off of your left. Balance for 3, 2, 1. Roll through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Lift your left leg up off of your mat. Step forward, low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. Dip your knee down toward your mat, cactus your arms and lift your chin. Press up, crescent lunge, then make your way to warrior 2. Hold here for a nice slow inhale and exhale. 5-pointed star, rise up. Exhale, prayer squat, sink down. 5-pointed star. Standing straddle splits. Halfway lift. Side lunge to the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart if you want to or can. Side lunge to the back of your mat. Low lunge to the front of your mat. Right hand is your foundation. Side plank. Lift your left arm up off the floor, and then just dip your hip down toward your mat. Lift for 2 and 1. Hold. Maybe lift your left foot up off of your right and hold. And then roll chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Deep breaths here, in and out through your nose. Lift your right leg up. Step forward, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your left arm forward and your right arm back. Vertical twist, shoulders over your hips. Big movement as we circle our arms around to warrior 2. Good. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon pose. So balancing on our right foot, lift your left leg up off the floor. Take your hand to a block, your mat, or maybe your ankle. Reaching your left fingertips up toward the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, level your hips. Take your left hand to the floor. Left leg stays lifted, and then come into revolved half moon pose. So left hand on the floor, right arm up. Hips are level, spine is twisted, core is engaged. Breathing deeply through your nose. Bring your right hand back to the floor. Lift your left leg a little bit higher, standing splits, but keep your hip level. And then make your way to standing staff. So left leg comes through, arms reach up, leg is at 90, or you can straighten it. Bring your left knee in, hug your knee, just like we did at the beginning of class. Bringing your left knee toward your left shoulder, arms are engaged. And then bring your left ankle over your right knee, standing pigeon. All the way back up, standing staff. Make your way to airplane. Take one inhale, and then exhale, low lunge. Step back, high plank, lower chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And then let's do that on the other side. So lift your left leg up, step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge, lift your arms up overhead, and then take vertical twist. So right arm forward, left arm back, but keep your shoulders over your hips, your back heel lifted, look back toward your left thumb. Big circle all the way to warrior two. Right arm comes up, left arm comes around, sink down into your lunge and your front leg, hold. 5-pointed star, rise up. Standing straddle splits, come all the way down. Halfway lift. Side lunge to the front of your mat. Side lunge to the back of your mat. Low lunge to the front of your mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane pose. Come through to standing staff. Bring your knee into your chest. Hold onto your knee with both hands. Bring your right ankle across your left knee for standing pigeon pose. Make your way back to airplane lunge. Come all the way up, crescent, warrior two, reverse warrior, half moon. Hold here with your right hand or your left hand on the floor or a block, or maybe take it around your left ankle. Just challenging your balance. And then bring your right hip level with your left, right hand to the floor. Revolved half moon. Lift your left arm up. Bring your left hand back down to your mat. Lift your right leg a little bit higher, and then maybe take hold of your left ankle with your hands in standing splits. Big step back, low lunge. High plank inhale. Chaturanga exhale. Upward facing dog inhale. And then back to downward facing dog as you exhale. Look forward toward your hands, step, walk, or float through to a seated position. Bend your legs, take your heels onto your mat, lift your toes, take your peace fingers around both big toes, and then just rock your heels up off the floor. Option to straighten your legs. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Balancing here, using your core strength. And then option to come into a straddle. Keep your core engaged, keep your chest lifted. Very nice. Come back to center. Release your toes. Hold. Still holding, still balancing. Very nice. We're gonna do 3 rolling boats. Come all the way back. Hold it. All the way back up. Excellent. All right, cross your ankles. We're going to do scale pose, which is an arm balance that takes a lot of core strength. You can use blocks if you want to get a little bit more height. You would place your blocks right here. If you can, this pose is actually the easiest if you can get into full lotus. So we'll go there first. If you can't get into full lotus, you can still do this pose. It's actually just gonna take a little bit more strength in your core. So take your right foot on top of your left hip, and we'll switch our half lotus and take your left foot up and over. And again, it's okay if you can't get into full lotus. You can just cross your ankles. All right, lift your knees up off the floor. Lift your hips up off the floor. Come back, lift your knees, lift your hips, and engage your core. Maybe swing your scale. Good. All right, let's switch the cross of our legs, whether you're in half full lotus or just crossed. So now place your left foot on your right hip and then bring your right foot up and over. All right. Not gonna happen. All right, lift your knees up off the floor. Lift your hips up off the floor. Lift your knees, lift your hips. Maybe swing, swing, swing. There you go. Nice. Good. Release. Bring your feet to butterfly position, connecting the soles of your feet. Bring your hands around your ankles, sit up nice and tall. Bring your elbows toward your knees, hinge forward. Come all the way back up. And then take one roll along the length of your spine and make your way to Malasana. Big deep squat. Good. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows toward your knees, shoulders away from your ears. Hold here. Can you guess where we're going next for our balance? Crow, yes. Bakasana. So when you're ready, you can bring your hands to shoulder distance apart. You can heel toe your feet closer together. Bring your knees onto the backs of your arms. And then lift your feet up off of the floor. And when you're done with your crow, you can hold it for as long as you want. Yeah, you can jump back, you can come back to Malasana. Very nice. All right, from here, come into a wide-legged forward fold, and then just dangle, and you can kind of sway side to side, releasing your low back. And then heel toe your feet to hip distance apart. And then on your inhale, come all the way up tall mountain and continue to travel to palm tree pose. So lifting your heels up off the floor, balancing here. And then we're gonna come into standing forward fold with our heels lifted. So take it nice and slow. And then make your way to ball of yarn. So keep your heels lifted, lower down, maybe take opposite hand to opposite elbow, balancing here on your toes. And then return to standing forward fold with lifted heels, so keep your heels lifted. Exhale, release your heels. Step or jump back, high to low plank. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up, step forward, low lunge. Inhale your right arm up so you're in a grounded twist. And then very slowly come to vertical twist. So lifting your left arm up off the floor, right arm comes behind you, and then continue to circle your arms. Make your way all the way to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon. Breathe in. Exhale, prayer squat. Big step. Down with your left foot, hands to your heart. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two, face the front of your mat. Inhale, crescent, lift your left heel up off the floor. Both arms reach up. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, standing staff. And then exhale, dancer. So bring your left foot behind you, take your left hand, face it up, and take the inside of your foot. Bring your knees together, breathe in. Kick your foot out behind you as you hinge from your hips. Keep your chest lifted. And then bring your knees back together. Bring your left foot out in front of you. Take your peace fingers around your left big toe. Take your right hand to your hip. Hold on to your foot. Option to extend it forward. And maybe to the left. Maybe extend your right arm to the right. Come back to center. Big step back to low lunge. Place your hands on the floor. Step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Step forward, low lunge. Lift your left arm up so you're in a grounded twist. Slowly with balance and control, bring your left arm behind you, right arm in front, vertical twist. Continue to travel all the way around, right arm up. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Half moon, balance on your left foot. Breathe in. Exhale, prayer squat. 5-pointed star, big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, crescent lunge. So circle your arm down, lift your right heel up off the floor. Exhale, airplane. Inhale all the way up. Staff pose. Bring your right fingers, peace fingers around your right big toe, left hand to your left hip. Hold here or straighten your leg. Maybe bring it off to the side. Maybe extend your left arm to the left. Come back to center. Bend your right leg. Take your right hand, palm face up. Take hold of your right foot with your right hand. Bring your knees together. Lift your left arm up. Kick your foot into your hand. Dancer pose. Release from dancer pose. Take a big step back, low lunge. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Then make your way to child's pose. Bring your hips to your heels. Lower your forehead to your mat. And take 5 deep breaths here. One more breath. Walk your hands back up. Bring your knees together, separate your feet for hero pose. Hero's not accessible to you. You can always sit on a block, or you can come to rock, bringing your feet together and sitting on your heels. A little bit sweaty here in Nosara. A little hot and humid and a lot of work. You can keep your left leg in half hero. Extend your right leg out in front of you. If half hero is not feeling okay, you can bring your left leg and cross it. Okay, we're gonna take Heron and Revolved Heron pose. So bend your leg, take your heel to the floor, take your hands around either a strap or your foot. Lift your foot up off the floor and stay here. Begin to extend it. So lift your chest, lower your shoulders, look past your toes. Keep holding onto your right foot with your right hand. Take your left hand, flip it. Take hold of the outside of your right foot. Lift your right, or reach your right arm back. Come back to center. Now take your right foot to your left hip. So we're half hero, half lotus twist. So bring your left arm up and take your left hand to your right knee. Your right hand out behind. If you can bind, you can reach your right hand towards your right toes. Or just take a half bind, reaching your right arm out behind you. And then release, take a little counter twist, and switch sides. So you're gonna bring your right foot, right leg into half hero, or cross your shin, and then bend your left leg, take your heel to the floor, hold on to your foot or a strap, lift your heel up, maybe extend your leg, lower your shoulders, lift your chest, look past your toes. Keep holding your left foot with your left hand. Take your right hand, flip it, and hold on to the outside of your left foot. Reach your left arm back. Back to center. Take your left foot to your right hip for half hero, half lotus twist. Reach your right arm up. Take your right hand to your left knee, left hand out behind. You can reach for your left toes with your left hand. Release from your twist. Bring both legs out in front of you. Reach your arms up overhead. Seated forward fold. Release from your fold. Take one roll along the length of your spine, and then you can jump back through chaturanga and do a little vinyasa, or you can step back to downward facing dog. Look toward your hands, step, walk, or float to the front of your mat. Come into standing forward fold. Inhale, palm tree pose, come all the way up. Continue to lift your heels. Exhale, release your heels, release your hands. And then come into tree pose. So bring your hands to heart center. Stand on your right foot. Bring your left foot to your ankle, calf, or inner thigh. And then you can choose any arm variation you'd like. Keep your shoulders right over your hips. Knee nice and open. Find a drishti, a steady place to hold your gaze. Relax your face. Relax your jaw and your forehead. One more breath here on this side. Now bring your knee out in front of you so you're in a 90-degree angle. You're going to take your hands, roll down, and take hold of the bottom of your foot. So get a nice solid grip on the sole of your foot. You can stay right here. We're doing standing forehead to knee pose. Or you can start to straighten your left leg. Bring your elbows in and down, and maybe bring your forehead to your knee. And come back and make your way back to mountain pose. Give it a little wiggle. Inhale. Palm tree pose. Exhale, hands to your heart. Stand onto your left foot, and then bring your right foot to tree pose. Find a steady place to gaze. Deep ujjayi breaths in and out through your nose. One more breath here in tree. Bring your right leg out in front of you in a 90-degree angle. You're gonna round your spine, reach both hands underneath the sole of your right foot. You look down toward the floor. Stay here or begin to extend your right leg straight. Elbows in and down. Forehead towards your knee. Release. Come all the way back to mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms. Open your chest, draw your elbows down, lift your chin. Breathe in, tall mountain pose. Breathe out, standing forward fold. Breathe in, chair pose. So sit your hips low, lift your arms up. Exhale, balance chair. Lift your heels, reach your arms back. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balance chair. Inhale, chair. Balance chair. And again. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, low lunge. We're returning to side plank. If you want to try this transition, go for it. You can take your right peace fingers around your right big toe, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot, and bring your right leg with you as you come to side plank. Now bring your right foot back with you to low lunge. Place it on the floor. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. And step your right foot back. Low lunge. Right hand stays on the floor. Wrap your peace fingers around your left big toe. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Bring your foot with you. Side plank. Bring your foot with you. Low lunge. Step back, high plank. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Bend both of your legs. Reach your hands around for the outer edges. Dhanurasana. Bring your knees back into alignment with your hips. Lift everything up off the floor. One more breath. Release your legs, place your hands underneath your shoulders, press back, child's pose. Little counter pose for your back bend. Walk your hands back toward your knees, cross your ankles, bring your feet out in front of you. Bend your left leg, and we're gonna come into cradle the baby on the right side. So you're gonna take your right foot into your left hand, right knee into your right hand. Then you can bring your leg in and maybe reach your arms around your leg, or you can cradle it in your elbow. And then just find some movement here, opening up your glute and your hip. Deep breaths. All right. Quick little balance sequence here. We're going to move to balanced elephant and Ashtavakasana. Don't give me that look. I'm getting a lot of dirty looks. It's our last push of class, and then we'll stretch. All right, so you're going to bring your right leg up and over your right arm. Take your hands to the floor. You can extend your left leg out in front of you. Lift your hips up off the floor, and then maybe lift your left. Release when you're ready. I'm giving myself a dirty look now. And you're gonna take your left, you're halfway there for Ashtavakasana. Crooked in 8 places. Bring your left foot up and over your right. Rock your weight forward onto your hands Kick your feet to the side for 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe. All right, balanced elephant on the other side. You're gonna cradle the baby first. We've done lots of prep for this already, but bring your left foot up. Hold on to your left leg, find some movement. All right, bring your left calf up and over your left shoulder. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Take your hands to your mat. Lift your hips up off the floor. Maybe lift your heel up off the floor. Release when you're ready. And then for Ashtavrikrasana, you're just gonna keep your leg right where it is. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Place your weight into your hands. Lift your hips up and then shoot your legs to the left. If you fall like I did, there's not far to fall. Very, very nice. Okay, release. Place your feet flat to the floor. Roll down onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee for reclined pigeon. You're gonna lift your left leg up off the floor, hold on to your thigh or your shin. One more breath here. Exhale, release your left foot down to the floor, uncross your ankle, place both feet flat to the floor. Inhale, come up to bridge pose. Lift your hips up. You can have your hands resting alongside your body, or you can take chest expansion. And lower all the way down onto your back. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Lift your right foot up off the floor, hold onto your thigh or your shin. Woo. Release your right foot down onto the floor. Bring your feet to mat distance apart. Bring your arms to goal post and start to rock your knees side to side. Next time your knees come to the right, release them to the floor. Option to place your right foot on top of your left knee. Keep your shoulders grounded on the floor. Come back through center. Release your knees to the left. Option to place your right foot on top of your left knee. And come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Making our way to happy baby. So any other movements that you'd like to take before your final pose, take those now. When you're ready, you can make your way to Savasana, extending your legs long, letting your feet fall open, resting your arms alongside your body. Close our pranayama practice with one cleansing breath together. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go through your mouth. And just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath, letting your body be heavy, letting your breath flow naturally. courage to step onto your mat is the courage to step into your life. Each step you take is a testimony to your effort to change yourself and to change the world around you. You realize that from the beginningless beginning, you have been complete and whole as you are. And this supreme truth sometimes is the most difficult for us to swallow. There is nothing to be attained. Start to bring life back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. Eventually making your way to a full body stretch, reaching your arms up overhead, taking a deep breath in, and then making your way onto your side, cradling your head in your arm. One final moment here on your mat to revisit your intention. Take a moment in gratitude for this wonderful practice of yoga, this time and space. Your body that just carried you through that challenging practice. And when you're ready, press your way up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's close our practice together with one Om. So let go of all of your air. Breathe in. Om. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours. Namaste.